Hello, welcome back to Words Have Power. I am Words. Okay, the sound seems to be sounding, hopefully. All right, I'm going to give people just like a moment because I did not schedule this live stream ahead of time like I normally do. I hope everyone is doing okay out there. That's not what I was trying to do, but okay. Do do do. I can't see the chat for just a moment. I will be right back with you. I'm just getting the word out there. Hey, Phoenix, you can't sleep? I feel every bit of that. Hold on one sec. All right. So this particular live stream is also kind of a request live stream. If it would. Okay. There you go. All right. Okay. All right. So there was a bit of a conversation with some of my former coworkers who uh, some of these executive orders that are coming out are problematic, and they don't know how to advise people in these situations in red states for various reasons. And this could have far-reaching ramifications. Now, I wanna say ahead of time that there are gonna be lawsuits flying around left, right, and center, and back and forth, all over the place over a lot of these executive orders that are going around right now. So mm. Okay, so Oklahoma's trying to make it to where opposite sex partners get child tax credit deductions. You get you have children and you get taxes back on that, right? But they're trying to make it to where that's not allowed for same-sex couples with families. Now, bear in mind in another state, in Texas, I forget the county, they were trying to make it illegal to be roommates or to live in a domicile with someone that you're not married to. So they've been testing the waters on doing these things for a while, okay? Exactly, exactly. But there's no telling what the Supreme Court may or may not do. Like, they're not backing everything, but what they are backing is not great. Alright, so now we get to now these are not all of the executive orders. I just wanna make that clear. This is not all of them. Okay. This one, I was asked to talk about because I'm an ex-sheriff's deputy. So there was a Protect Men from Our bill, and in this bill, uh, it was helping to protect trans people in prisons from R, and also helping them to be able to transition while in prison or sustain their transition while in prison, okay? This is messed up. It just that's crazy. It's illegal to be roommates now. Yeah, there's an agenda going on there. That was just, like, in one county, that's not a national thing. They've been testing the waters to make it to where same-sex couples cannot safe domicile together. Yeah, or unwed couples, unmarried couples. They're trying to force people to get married whether they want to or not. Um, they reversed Biden's Title IX protections for lgbtq rights. Um, and there's a possibility that people who are lgbtq cannot be fired or lose housing simply for not being cis. I'm so sorry. Apparently, trans people are not allowed to serve in the military. I don't know if the military is actually going to comply. Apparently, if you try your Alexa and you ask, "What did Lincoln do during his presidency?" It seems like Alexa doesn't remember any presidents before Trump. I don't have Alexa. If y'all do, test it out, see if it works or not. I'm curious. Let us know. Yeah. So if anyone out there has an Alexa, just test it out, see if it works, or any other of those types of devices. I need to note down which ones I've already read because I there's so much, and this is not everything. This is not everything. Oligarchs are now publicly saying no to very little taxes for the extremely wealthy or just wealthy. Um, so no taxes for the wealthy, all of the taxes and no raises on a federal minimum wage raise for poor people. So that means poor people will be the ones stuck with the tax bill, but will not have enough money to be able to make. Yeah, we'll get there in a second, Phoenix. Which president came before Donald Trump? And it just said that it can't give me that response right now due to political figures right now. What do toxic groups love to do? Limit your access to information and knowledge. Limit your ability to ask questions and receive viable, factual answers. Another executive order, he's trying to end birthright citizenship through an executive order. So, birthright citizenship is part of the Constitution. It's in the Constitution. Executive orders cannot undo constitutional amendments, but he's trying to do it right now. 8 states are fighting back. They're fighting that. So, that's great. I was hoping we wouldn't fall into a Skynet situation. Well, yeah. This one is, this one is apparently called Defending Women from Woke Ideology, and apparently it gives fetal personhood to fetuses. It gives personhood to fetuses, effectively potentially ending reproductive rights nationally with no exceptions. This is part of the reason that, many victims advocates out there are. So if you are in the United States of America, I don't know how to advise you anymore as a former victims advocate or as a sheriff's deputy, and I apologize. I know what I would normally advise you to do. At this point, it depends on what state and city, county. I am sorry, and I apologize. These people will never do that. They'll never apologize. It appears that there are no exceptions for age of the person who is pregnant or for fetal abnormality or, um, problems in the pregnancy or anything. And this might lead to most forms of birth control being criminalized. This might lead to miscarriages, stillbirths, etcetera, being criminalized. This is not just me saying this. For any MAGA who see this video, is this what you are voting for? Because this is what you're getting. I don't think that most MAGA cares about women or children. But when you start having your mothers, sisters, daughters, you know, little girls in your family being forced to carry pregnancies that will unalive them, then you care, and I won't give a fuck about you. I'll care about that family member who was harmed, but I won't care about you if you voted for this mess. There is one documented case of a woman surviving an ectopic pregnancy through to term. One documented case. That's it. We haven't even gotten to undocumented immigrants and what ICE is doing right now, mostly in blue states. Like, there's so much that I haven't even gotten to yet. Um, if women do not have access to birth control, there are some women who need birth control to stay alive, and there are women who a pregnancy will kill them. Not every woman can have a baby. Not every woman can survive a pregnancy. Not every woman is meant to be pregnant. But I can tell you that every child who is impregnated at an age that is too young will more than likely suffer horrific consequences. And anyone who co-signs this and says, "Yeah, little children, little tiny girls having babies," you should be investigated. Your hard drive should be seized and fully investigated, and you should be in prison. You should be buried under a prison, in fact. It's my opinion, and it will not change. Um, yes, if that's the case, then shouldn't Aaron and all of his other children born to immigrant mothers be deported? How about you? Yeah, I vote that we deport that mofo and any of their other buddies who are not born here to citizens of this country. I've been advised by my former coworkers that I should not try to help people who are having certain kinds of problems anymore, which if you've been following me or subscribed to me for any length of time, you know that's a large part of what I do, is try to help people get out of toxic situations. This right here. This right here. Well, yeah, in dominionist mentality, if you can't get pregnant and carry that pregnancy full term, then God is punishing you. It says nothing about that in the Bible, but whatever. We'll just ignore that, right? Apparently. I also saw something. There's an app that was helping um, people who were up for parole. I'm not sure for what, but apparently that app was taken down, and all of the appointments were shut down. Hold on one sec, y'all. Okay. Okay, so uh, uh, according to this, like, uh, I haven't seen enough information about the Title IX protections reversal or the Protect Men from R reversal to fully understand what happened there, like, what that means, but call me weird, call me funny, but I think that it is a good thing to protect men from R and trans people and anyone. I think it's a good thing to protect people from R. Doesn't matter what gender you are or what have you. Like, what are we even doing here? Like I said, there's way more going on, but this last defending women from woke. ideology. Woke just means compassionate, caring, understanding that other people are human. That's all woke means. So basically, they're saying defend women from compassion ideology. That's what it means. Exactly. That right there. Anyone can be "ard," and it's always the fault of the artist. It is never the victim's fault. It doesn't matter what gender that person is. So back before Roe fell, a bunch of us were warning people, "If Roe falls, this is gonna be bad. You're not gonna have a right to medical privacy," and that includes men. That's everyone. And then they'll go for your all of your reproductive rights, contraceptives, all of it, right? And people were like, "Oh, you're just crazy and tinfoil hat conspiracy theory and da 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 da." Well, here we are. Here we are. Hey, James, how you doing? At this point, I can't I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm nauseous. Like, I've been nauseous since I was talking with my former colleagues. Um, at this point, I can't help people, if you're ARD, I can't advise you on what to do, so far as the hospital and all of that, and I apologize because I don't know depending on what state you're in, what county or parish, and what city. The, some of the medications that you might normally have been given after being ARD may be criminalized. So, yeah, and there's no thought or care or consideration for the actual needs, um, of our victims, of women in general. I'm just gonna say this, your dad was happy about women dying and about him not having any rights to medical privacy anymore, and your dad is stupid. No offense to you, but thank you. I'm sorry. I was not trying to come up here and be emotional, but hey, Carolyn, how you doing? So the right is criminalizing it's more than likely that's what they're gonna do. That's what they've been talking about doing for decades. Now here we are. Project 2025, that's one of the many things they wanna do. They don't want you to be able to end a pregnancy for any reason, but they're not gonna they basically decriminalized R in what was it, Indiana? I think it was Indiana. If y'all, I have this headache right here. It's just right here. Apparently in Indiana, if you wanna end a pregnancy due to R, you have to bring them proof, like evidence that an R happened, but you can't get the police to investigate. They released the guy, by the way, who wanted to create an R war against women and unalive any man that tries to protect a woman. I'm just saying, they released that guy, and you can't find photos of him online. He's being protected. Women are human beings. We are not brood mares. We are not walking incubators for a uterus. We are not baby factories. We are sentient. But if you say that women are sentient to people like these scumbags, they're not gonna hear you because they don't think women are anything but baby factories. Well, look at Elon Musk. How many babies does he have from how many women? Trump. They couch everything in Christianity, but they're not Christians. It's just a useful tool for them. Christianity is just a useful tool for them. And the bishop at the, whatever it's called, White House service or whatever, spoke up and asked the president and the vice president to have mercy on people. And apparently Trump was unhappy about that. You can stay unhappy. I hope you are unhappy for the rest of your miserable life, you and all your buddies. For all of the people, all of the families who are gonna be crushed by what you are doing. You want women to have all the babies, but you give us no livable wage. Why would a woman want to have a baby right now when rent is ridiculously high and all over the country? It's everywhere, just about. Rents are too high, bills are too high, groceries are too high. There's no incentive for women to have babies now. There is none when we're already struggling. These people are fucking idiots. They just want poor people to be punished even more. Right. Yep. Oh, and then some. We have proven that and then some. We've yes, exactly. Well, that's the whole point of covenant marriage, by the way. That's a lot of states are trying to bring back covenant marriage, but, like, on crack and make it way difficult to get out if you're in danger. They don't care if you're in danger. Or even, like, they want you to have the babies, but they don't care if you and the babies are in danger. They don't care. So have the babies, but good luck with that. What? Is this a different one from that one years ago? Like, what? Ew. Yeah, I America has lost its mind completely. Now, some of these executive orders will be fought. Um, there's just so much going on that it's the part of the problem when psychos try to take over a country, all right? A lot of the time, they will do so much at one time or very in a very short amount of time so that you're hit with shock and awe. Like, you can't even believe everything that's happening all at one time. Makes it hard for you to keep up with everything. It makes it hard for you to understand what is actually happening or what is not actually happening. It makes it difficult, right? Toxic people love doing that, making it to where everything just feels destabilized and your feet are not fully on the ground underneath you. Where is the ground underneath you, right? Toxic people love doing that. Exactly. Keeping the person who can have the babies alive, if that fetus is not viable, they don't care about women now. Like, think about it, punishment culture. If you're a woman and you enjoy smecksy smecks, then there's something wrong with you. If you're not modest enough, then you deserve whatever happens. Like, it's mm, this is insane, and it's probably only going to get more insane. But here's hoping that people will step up and, fight. And did you I don't know if y'all saw this, but there's already politicians gaslighting for Elon for the salutes he did. 2 salutes. It wasn't just 1, it was 2. I'm gonna keep on reminding people it was twice. He did it twice. Apparently, he's on the spectrum. He was just, excited. I'm on the spectrum. I don't make that sign. I don't do that salute. Being on the spectrum is no excuse. Shitty behavior, unacceptable, inappropriate, and disgusting behavior. It's no excuse. It is a state's action. I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure which thing you're talking about. And a person's right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness shouldn't be a state thing. It should be a constitutional thing. Don't you think? How about if women decide, "You know what? Men are too violent. Y'all should have a curfew. 8:30 PM, y'all go home. You don't come out again until it's like 6 AM. Stay home." Would that be cool? Or, "Men, y'all are not responsible enough with your swimmers, so at the age of 16, vasectomy until you prove that you're responsible enough." How about that? How about women start restricting rights and liberties for men? Is it cool then? I'm just curious. Hey, you know, 1 for, "Yeah, sure, it's cool, we can women can restrict men's rights." 0 for no. Wow. Last week in New Jersey. That's messed up, dude. That's messed up. The last time we left human rights to states' actions, it resulted in this American Civil War, right? I don't think that men should have their reproductive rights restricted like this, and I definitely don't think women should either. The question was, should men have their rights and liberties restricted? Reproductive rights, whatnot. It's just if we were in a matriarchy right now, men would not have their rights restricted like this. That's the interesting thing. Matriarchy is not the opposite of patriarchy. Just saying, just throwing that out there. The clock app is apparently becoming more and more, restrictive of what you can say, and that will probably happen all over the place, or they'll try to make it happen, so exactly. Doesn't matter what gender you are. You should have full, like, bodily autonomy. No one else lives in this body. It's just me. I mean, they would be everywhere, your local bar, like, everywhere, okay? Full and free access. It would be everywhere. I wonder what men are gonna do when all of the birth control is, criminalized, and then you end up with, like, 15 kiddos running around, y'all. How what y'all gonna do then? Oh, and another thing that they're trying to do is make it to where, the person who is paying child support can claim that child on their taxes, not the person who is raising the child, taking care of the child, and that child support might be 145 a month, maybe, with no other contributions. Think about that for a second. I mean, so if personhood fetal personhood is gonna be national, can women claim their fetuses on their taxes? How about, um, life insurance for a fetus? I have so many questions. Exactly, but they wanna do away with women being allowed to be lesbians in the first place, okay? So yep, say that louder. Scream that from the rooftops, please, because you are correct, 1000% correct. Yeah, no, they want the parent who pays the child support to be the one who can claim the child on taxes. And from what I'm reading, it sounds like they're gonna say that the parent who is the custodial parent cannot claim the child because the majority of the custodial parents are women, the majority of the non-custodial parents are men. I'm I have a headache. It is right here. Like, do you think this is related to there's not gonna be enough people to do the slave work as people are having less kids, so let's take away that has something to do with it. Also, just their incessant need to punish women, girls, and little girls. Any AFAB person, trans women included. Punishment culture, modesty culture, that's yeah, this right here, think about it. If a man goes around and is knocking up all kinds of women and they try to go for child support, is that woman gonna go for child support now? Salud. Hey, Gloria, how you doing? I mean, I do know parents who are not allowed or not given the opportunity to provide for their children. That does happen, but there are also some dudes out there with 10 kids, and they don't take care of a single one of them. It's good to see you. We're always happy when our lurkers come and hang out and talk, um, especially times like these. Sometimes talking things out helps you feel better. That's part of the reason I am upping my game on live streaming. I'm gonna try to live stream 3 times a day, possibly more, because I used to help people get out of DV situationships and advise people on what to do when they're going to the hospital after they've been hard or deal with stalkers. I can't advise anyone on any of that. I feel like I need to do something to help people. And if live streaming is the only thing I can do, yeah, there it is. Here we are. This is what will happen. If only this headache would leave. Thank you. I might also start reading, you know, books or something. I took some, aspirin and Tylenol or something, and I drank it so much today. I'm half fish. I drink so much water, and this headache's not going away. It's just because I know the history. I know I can't say what I'm thinking. So back in the day, pre-Roe, pre-DV shelters, all of that, you had a lot of rando unalivings of men. They just it was weird. I'm just saying. Right on, right on. Good to see you, James. Have a good night. Alright, so, as we see more and more attempts at people having as we see more and more attempts at stripping people's rights away, keep in mind, there are gonna be people out there fighting against what is happening, all of these attempts, okay? Um, just because these things are coming up doesn't mean they are going to happen. It just shows you what they want to do, what they're trying to do. This these executive orders and all that gives you the prime example of what they want to do. Believe them. Believe them. Don't act like, "Oh, it's no big deal, that could never happen here." Afghanistan, anyone? Iran? How about Decree 770? Hmm, I don't know. I would bet money that they thought it couldn't happen there either. And we're almost at that point, 250 years, where many empires fall. Keep that in mind. So, all right, I'm gonna have to get going because baby girl bedtime. To be honest with you, I'm really worried that this is all a smokescreen for something much sinister so that we can't see it happening, something bigger. You might be right. Um, Toxic people love to use distractions too. Remember that. You gotta watch out for distractions. You have to keep aware of what they're doing on the surface of things and then look at what else is happening, right? Um, so if you see something that I haven't talked about, uh, if you're on Blue Sky, feel free to, you know, share something to me. You can hit me up in the DMs there. Um, yep. So I already know there are gonna be some people who are like, "Oh, doomsday, blah, blah, blah." Walk a mile in my shoes. Work in the fields I worked in and then come back and tell me it's no big deal, okay? See something, say something. Well, if you wanna, like, send me information, sure, but you don't know anyone who is an immigrant, illegal or otherwise. You don't know a woman who is pregnant but doesn't wanna be. You didn't see that. You know nothing. Exactly. We have got to retain hope. One last thing, I grew up in Flint, Michigan, born in the '70s. So I saw the downfall of Flint, Michigan. I saw when all the jobs started drying up real hard, and people lost hope. The adults around me lost their minds. Rightly so, I it's understandable. Um, do not give up hope. Keep your eye on the prize, and the prize is the safety and well-being of all human beings. Women, LGBTQ people, people of color, people with chronic illness and disability, they're we're all human. There's only one race, the human race. Differences of ethnicity, culture, and language, and all of that is beautiful. Yep. Don't be surprised if they go after places like what was it? I think it's Dearborn, Michigan? I don't know, man. This is messed up, but we cannot give up hope, and we cannot forget to use love as the fuel for our, um, momentum, and this has been kind of, an upsetting live stream, so we have kitty tax. A kitty for Bob. Oh, I get a hug? Thank you. Yeah. Do you wanna say hi? Hmm? I don't have a mink stole, I have a kitty stole. Do you wait, okay. Your claw is stuck in my shirt. Okay, I was gonna put her down, but apparently I can't do that right now. What you doing? And she knows it. And she knows it. And I am the kitty bed. We're all just okay, Lily. Um, so beautiful, I miss my grandpuppy. Yeah, I love puppers. Puppers are amazing. But, alright, I'm gonna get going and get baby girl ready for bed, for school tomorrow. Hopefully hopefully we continue to have a Department of Education in schools. That would be awesome sauce. It's 2025. This is America. Good night, y'all. From Freedom Radio, where it's at power. I love y'all, and please do all of the things.